Yo, Yamamo, Aquaba Stronko, so ever POG Media, so measure Safi, and as well about subscribe na Walike age mediano, Edia Maya Bitimin, so I shade you mediano na afro and so and sa I can be kindly click on the notification bell, no so send a beya the any news be out of platform, no so one so one who the air call and the air by you Ryan some name fans some Dodonano and ya the embra why ball. Edi era aye dampare aye ne second no aye ho sensem ana yede bro na we ana aye private aye legal practitioner aye ura Martin people ede ensem bi aba betu ye nim some Martin people so aye NDC so eja odi omune omumu akotene pe ya chese ura team no kra na oyede na oka ura aye team no ho ana enye fedi agro kra na we ana odi aba betu ja se hwe Dampare say ye pamono and asas ya pamona yen hwehwe eye na nneoma bi because under Dampare eye sam awudi bi ene nneoma bi eye de ekọ so nti ono obie eye sa ensem num e de ato say the next eye police administration na eye owura no nyamfo IGP eye yohonu waba besum no onye den onto aso na onhwehwe sansem we abra na okasa ewo eye ne interview na oye ewo eye TV3 so ana chese enye agro kra na o chese ni bresem pa na odin ye dey o de sansem ni ye dey tuja because uhunu say boni bebre akoso a chese ewo se Ghana no ye dey ye hwehwem na owura eye Dampare so ewo se ye de so bo bi bona ye de dey ye de abon yenko nyenkokote yensema eye owura anaso odi onyamfo eye Martin people ede ye dey ede tuja medamase.
So we'll see how the May hearing of this particular case would go. But then again, it does not in any way, it's not going to affect this new IGP who's going to be sworn in tomorrow, is it not? It's going to be 2 months in office by May when this case is heard.
Well, we cannot say so. As for the Supreme Court, they're a policy court generally. So what you are saying, yes, you mean that the interpretation is generally prospective. So you are right that most of the time when they interpret, it takes a prospective effect. That's moving forward, right? But there are also some exceptions where they are able to make it retrospective. So let's, because I'm a lawyer, I have to bring out that.
I understand
part.
the challenge, yes, and I appreciate the limitation in there as well. And I know we'll be talking some more on this matter in the coming days. So I thank you so much for your initial.
Yeah, but Mr. Okansi, what I'm interested in is that as Mr. Akuffo Dampare is going, Dr. Akuffo Dampare, we want him to be held accountable for the Botiano killings. Those killings, 9 of our citizens killed by the PIDs. I mean, with that justification. And also, the Nigerians were killed at the police headquarters there that he's gotten a lot of his surrogates to say no Nigerian died. No, we want full investigations into all the killings by the PID. All the killings by Dampare's PID.
Well, so this is a matter that you've raised before. So we will see whether it will be of interest as well to the next administration taking over this Ghana Police Service hierarchy. But
well, so from the word security, right, it tells you that when it comes to those matters, usually a president would appoint persons he's comfortable with because they help in providing security, right? Not just their personal security, but the whole of Ghana, right? Yes, so to that extent, and for other factors, it makes the appointment political. Because when you even go to the Constitution, Article 202, it just says the Inspector General of Police shall be appointed by the President acting in consultation with the Council of State. All right? Now, you see that it doesn't make the appointment subject to parliamentary approval. You see, when it comes to judges, you see from Article 144 onwards, you see that they go through parliamentary approval as well. When I say judges, I mean the Supreme Court judges. So you see that gives that level of, it's not perfect, but at least that's an attempt. And all the people of Ghana represented by the MPs vote to accept the judges. So you see that they work across administrations, right? So whether when you are appointed as a Supreme Court judge by an MPP administration, it doesn't mean when the MPP loses power, you also leave office. So you see that the persons appointed by Akuffo, more than 10 of them, they are also in office. That doesn't happen to an IG. An IG is largely in charge of security, okay, the internal security, and that has a lot of political ramifications. An IG is a politician. Look, let's be very blunt. An IGP, the Ghanaian structure that we operate, is a politician first class. So it's unimaginable to say that a president should retain an IG appointed by the previous president for the entire 4 years. No, that's not it. Then if we want to do such a thing, then we have to restructure the police service. But as it stands now, the IG is a political appointee. No mistake about that. And so why would you saddle a president with a political appointee of his predecessor? How? It doesn't happen that way. Let's be very blunt. Let's not make a mistake that, oh, it's a professional body. No. The fact that it's a professional body doesn't mean that they cannot be made partisan. An IG is partisan, okay? It's partisan to the person who appoints him, just like the way the civil service, sometimes you say neutrality. No, that's not. If you read the memorandum, the famous memo from the UK, a civil servant is partisan to the person who is in office. So it's like when MPP is in office, he's partisan to MPP. When NDC comes, he's partisan to NDC, right? That's how it is. So this particular matter, looking at the Constitution hasn't structured even the appointment process of the IGP to give him that kind of independence to stay beyond the period of his appointer. No, that's why I said look at the appointment of judges, look at the appointment of OSP, look at the appointment of the other independent constitution. So you look at the EC, right? Yes, and you see that there is a difference. So we shouldn't belabor the point. The one that you make this is where we refer to that a public officer should not be terminated except for just cause. Well, we respectfully, I don't think it applies to the IG because this is a political appointment. Yes.
I see, but then if you make the point that the IGP is subservient to whichever administration appointed him or her, there are those who also would point to some of the actions of George Akuffo Dampare that it did not rub off too well with the previous administration that appointed him. For instance, how he oversaw the by-elections in the Cape Coast North, and then also the election itself, in 2024 elections. The kind of security that he ensured that they did their work professionally and not partisanly. Those references certainly questions that position that the IGP is supposed to be doing the bidding of whoever or whichever president appointed him, is it not?
Good. So now let's ask this question. Mr. Kansi, so on what basis was Dampare adjudged, okay, as better than Yohunu, and Dampare jumped? Yohunu is far senior to Dampare, and yet Dampare was given the position. On what basis? Was there an exam that was written? No. And not if it comes to police operations, Yohunu is miles ahead of Dampare, but it's because of political connections that Dampare was appointed. Go, conduct a survey today in the Ghana Police Service that between Dampare and Yohunu, who is master of police operations. Yohunu is experienced when it comes to police operations.
Yo, Jumadia no offend to some you know, and not yet bro. Messer, unsubscribe, subscribe, like Jumadia, and share them out for friends. And can be kindly click on the notification bell. So I don't want yes, robot. So send a bay the news be out to platforms. So I want so work no the air call and the air bar. na dwumadie no ofa mienu no Pepu esa de insem anase Mr. and as lawyer Martin Pepu at the insem dodo na no de etu dwa na chese enye easy ochire mu kire se hwe IGP akunya no sebisebi political aban akunya so atiase maki and instances bia or chire se hwe yohunu krampo no ono no na edrumre bi no say be appoint IGP not on pukra no owosro a chain Dampare nenso political affiliations and semunti no yitwa yuhunu ho edekoma Dampare a chese o chese hwe mamo kekem no munyai dede no sebi munyai ayampia na moye de mo toto no na yin focus na yen reset oman no na chese Pebu anase wura Martin Pepu lawyer Martin Pepu edin sembe dodo na yede atudwa efa IGP pamo yede ya pamo no yonko ne konkuti.
It's miles ahead of Dampare, but because of political connections, Dampare was taken, and that's not the first time it happens. Look, this matter, let's not overflock it. It's a political appointment. Even Dampare himself, when he's out of office, you conduct an interview with him. Let him tell you whether was it an exam, was it done through an independent process. No, it's a political appointment. Now let's come to the elections. Please, let's be extremely careful how we are attributing the success of the elections to Dampare. The success of this election is largely due to the citizenry.
I wasn't even making direct reference to this particular election. I was referring to, this election as well, the police service was commended. But the Asin North by election as well. I mean, this is a conversation we've had before, that the IGP and the Ghana Police Service was commended for doing their job professionally, is it not?
Yes, when you win, that's the way the world works. When you win, initially, out of excitement, you use very kind words lavishly. Then later, you find out that you don't even understand what you were saying. Listen, I said enough. Yes, one constituency by election, you would use that as a yardstick to say you should remain. It's not sufficient. You don't think that is a citizen who were also extremely vigilant, and the role played by the NDC, just like in the last election. You know how much NDC had to train citizens all over. So sometimes we make it look like, when I say even the citizenry, to be very blunt, NDC had to train a lot of citizens to be on the alert. So the police service and the intelligence community itself knew that if they attempted to raid, the mayhem that would have happened in this country, don't play. NDC trained a lot of people. You have no idea. Let's stop saying this and that is a police service that won the elections for us. Look, let me tell you, in each polling station, how many policemen are there? Look at the election architecture. Each polling station, how many police? 3, 4, some 2. Then we bring fire service, immigration, etc. to augment that. Let's not make a mistake. NDC had a lot of people trained. It's not everything you can say.
Right.
All right? It's not everything we can say here. So let's stop ascribing the success of the election to IGP Dampare. So why are we not also ascribing the deaths that happened to him? No, so that's why I told you that what happens is that when people win, naturally you become magnanimous, all right? So, magnanimous in victory. So people would give a lot of charitable words, kind, shower praises on everybody else. Yes, it's part of the peace building process, or kind of mobilizing people to support a government, but they don't mean it seriously. I'm telling you that maybe one day talk to the NDC, let them really tell you how they prepared for the elections. When you understand it, then you see that no, it's a mistake to say that it's a police service that under Dampare, that's how come the election was very peaceful. Don't you see places where the military went? When the military went and were attacking citizens, could the police stop them? No.
Yo, dear Diacoson Yan Pitri, aha, any adin some no ABC Edia Mama. Subscribe, like it, you may share, Nema for friends, and can be kindly click on the notification bell so celebrate the news be out to platform. So, once won't the air call and the air, but in some no, each go, and so obey any day. ahaya na yɛde nsɛm no bɛsi ɛde ama mo. Sorry for any inconvenience bi anaasɛ any ɛyɛ breakup anaasɛ any ɛyi bi ana yɛsrɛ mo mfa nyɛ dɛ yɛnkyɛ. POG Media, we always bring you the best of information news a kyɛ sɛ ɛyɛ wo no ntimi nkonkotie ne yɛdeɛ no sɛ yɛbɛboaboa no na yɛama wo nso wate deɛ ɛrekɔ so ɛwɔ Ghana ha yɛama nwɔsɛ mu and even beyond. Dear doing dear Macram, there's more other subsequent stories are me person Bogakuti, Medamase.